I was sitting there thinking about the Attitude Era. What a time to be a wrestling fan. It was war. WWF and WCW were battling every Monday night for ratings, fans, and survival. The stories were chaotic, the characters were larger than life, and every week felt unpredictable. People remember the chaos. What they forget is that WWF was incredibly organized behind the scenes. Every shocking moment had a purpose. Every controversy was designed to get people talking. And speaking of controversy, I want to talk about one of the most unforgettable I Quit matches in WWE history. The Rock vs. Mankind. Royal Rumble 1999. If you've never seen it, do yourself a favor and watch it on WWE Vault. The second the match starts, you know this isn't going to be a wrestling clinic. This is a fight. Mankind charges straight at The Rock, and the two start trading punches before quickly taking the action outside the ring. The crowd are on their feet. The fight spills into the aisleway, into the crowd, into the arena walkways. Everywhere they go, it feels like neither man cares about winning. They just want to hurt each other. One of the wildest moments comes when the brawl reaches the technical area. Mankind crashes into equipment, sparks fly, lights flicker, and for a moment it feels like the entire arena is falling apart. The crowd absolutely loses their minds. But somehow, Mankind keeps getting back up. The Rock keeps asking the same question, do you quit? And every single time, Mankind refuses. That's what made Mick Foley special. The man could be beaten, but he couldn't be broken. Eventually, the fight returns to the ring. Then comes the moment that wrestling fans still talk about today, the handcuffs. Mankind's hands are secured behind his back. He can't defend himself. He can't block. He can't escape. And then The Rock picks up a steel chair. The first shot is shocking. The second makes you uncomfortable. The third has fans screaming. The sound of steel smashing against flesh echoes throughout the arena. Even Jim Ross sounds horrified on commentary. The crowd aren't cheering anymore. They're watching in disbelief. Blood is pouring down Mankind's face, yet somehow he still won't quit. Then comes one of the most controversial finishes in wrestling history. A recording of Mankind's voice saying, "I quit," suddenly blasts through the arena speakers. The bell rings. The Rock wins the WWF Championship. But it doesn't feel like a victory. It feels like something much darker. I remember watching that match as a kid and completely losing my mind. I was furious. Snacks went flying. School books ended up all over the floor. My dad sat there watching the destruction and eventually decided enough was enough. His punishment? No wrestling for a week. A week. As a wrestling fan during the Attitude Era, that felt like an entire year. That's how invested I was. Looking back, that's the power of great storytelling. The thing that sticks with me most isn't even the ending. It's the image of Mankind handcuffed while those chair shots kept coming. That image is burned into my memory forever. After the match, the cameras showed a battered Mick Foley backstage receiving medical attention. His wife and children had watched the entire ordeal from ringside. Imagine seeing someone you love go through that. Many fans still remember the look on his wife's face during the match. She looked terrified, helpless, and emotional as she watched her husband sacrifice himself in front of the world. In his documentary Beyond the Mat, Foley famously spoke about wanting fans to feel they got their money's worth. That attitude defined his career. Years later, wrestling fans still debate this match. Some call it one of the greatest hardcore matches ever. Others believe the chair shots went too far. Even fellow wrestlers have mixed opinions, but almost everyone agrees on one thing. You'll never forget it. Mick Foley wasn't the biggest star, he wasn't the best athlete, but few people sacrificed more for professional wrestling. The man gave his body, his health, and years of his life to entertain us. And for that reason, Mick Foley will forever be a hardcore legend. Bang bang! If you enjoyed this trip back to the Attitude Era, comment, like, share, and follow PWC.